My learning target is I can add and subtract three-digit numbers using place value. Your success criteria is I will know I am successful when I can find missing addends in equations. Addition and subtraction are inverse operations. That is like saying they're the opposite. That's what helps me understand. For example, long and short are opposite and fast and slow. Think about a math mountain. When you have a math mountain, you can come up with four equations that are in a fact family. 10 plus 2 is 12, and 2 plus 10 is 12. But in that same fact family, you can come up with the opposite, or the subtraction, that undoes that addition. So for example, 12 minus 10 is 2. Notice how they're the same three numbers. And 12 minus 2 is 10. If you keep that in mind, today's assignment will be a breeze. When we find missing addends, we can do it by subtracting, even though we can set up our equation as addition. For example, I have 20 plus some will give me 30. But I know the relationship between addition and subtraction, and I know that I can take the total of 30, subtract one of these parts to get the other part. So I could say 30 minus 20 is 10. So you can see that when I am missing an addend, my equation might be set up as addition, but I can solve it by subtracting. So I would have 20 plus 10 equals 30. Here's a problem I'm going to solve. Pay close attention to how I figure out how to solve this problem by understanding that relationship, that inverse relationship between addition and subtraction. Joe has saved $156. He earns some more dollars. Now he has $734. How much did Joe earn? Well, I know that Joe has $734 in total at the end after he saved. I know he started with 156 and he saved some more. I need to figure out how much Joe earned. What is that extra sum that he earned? So what I need to do, I could say 156 plus something is how much he earned, which is a total of 734. But because I don't know the something, I'm going to do the inverse and subtract. I'm going to take the total minus a part, and it will give me the other part. I'm going to start in the ones place and subtract, but since I have more on the floor, I'm going to take a 10, and that will give me 14 ones. So I only have two 10s now, but I now can subtract my ones place. 14 minus 6 is 8. Now I need to subtract my tens place, but I have more here on the floor, so I need to take 100 first, and that will give me 12 tens. 12 minus 5 is 7, and 6 minus 1 is 5. Now, we know that relationship between addition and subtraction. I know that Joe earned $578 more dollars. I need to figure out if my subtraction is correct, and I can do that by adding back those parts. And because of that relationship, I can add these two parts, 156 and 578, and I should end up at 734 if I've done my subtraction correctly. Let's see. 6 plus 8 is 14. 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1 more makes 13. And 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Yep, 734 was the total, so I know my subtraction was correct. Here's a problem for you to solve. Grab some scratch paper, pause the video, and solve the problem, and then come back and we'll check our work. All right, how did you do? Let's read it. There are 349 boys and some girls at the game. There are 516 students at the game. How many girls are at the game? So there's a whole bunch of students, and 349 of them are boys. I need to figure out the part that are girls. So I have a total and I have a part. I need to find the other part. I know that 349 plus some girls will give me a total of 516 students. So I need to subtract to find the difference or the other part, the girls at the game. So I'm going to subtract 6 minus 9. I can't do it. I need to take a 10. That will give me 0 tens and 16 ones. I can subtract. 16 minus 9 is 7. Now I need to subtract my tens, but notice I have more on the floor, so what do? Take 100, that'll give me 4. When I regroup it, it gives me 10 tens, and since I don't have any here, I just have 10. 10 minus 4 is 6, and now 4 minus 1 is 1, or 4 minus 3 is 1, excuse me. Now we need to check our work. We need to make sure that there are truly 167 girls at the game. By adding the boys, 349 boys, and 167 girls, we should end up with the total of 516 students. Let's see. 9 plus 7 is 16. That'll give me a new 10. 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 1 is 11. 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 1 more makes 5. Yep, 516 is how many students I should have in all. So I know our subtraction, 516 minus 39, is correct, and there are 167 girls at the game. Here is a problem that you will solve in Google Classroom. Pause the video, write it down, and enter your answer in Google Classroom. Please do this problem on your own. Your goal today was to find missing addends in equations. Here is your math to-do list. Do the exit ticket in Google Classroom. If you need extra practice, there's a tutorial video. That is optional. When you're done with the exit ticket, come back to Seesaw and complete your practice pages. Then complete the iknowit.com assignment. Have fun.